Texarkana Moonlight Murders, the phantom killer who terrorized America. April 1946, a quiet town near the Texas-Arkansas border became the center of one of America's most terrifying mysteries. A killer was hunting young couples at night. He attacked in the darkness. He wore a strange disguise. After leaving behind a trail of fear, he simply disappeared. For decades, investigators searched for one answer. Who was the phantom killer of Texarkana? It is the unsolved story that terrified an entire community. Texarkana was not a place people feared. It was a normal American town. Families knew each other. People walked outside at night. Teenagers went on dates without worrying. But everything changed in the spring of 1946. A series of attacks began happening near isolated roads outside the city. First, people thought it was a random crime, but investigators soon realized something disturbing. These attacks were connected. Someone was hunting. Nobody knew why. On the night of February 22nd, 1946, a young couple, Jimmy Hollis and Mary Jean Larry, parked their car on a quiet road. They believed they were alone, but someone was watching them. Suddenly, a masked figure appeared. The attacker wore a cloth covering over his face. He ordered them out of the vehicle. The couple had no idea they were facing the beginning of one of America's most frightening crime mysteries. The attacker disappeared into the darkness, but this was only the beginning. Weeks later, another couple disappeared into the same darkness. Richard Griffin and Polly Ann Moore were found dead inside their parked car. The investigation shocked the town. The killer was no longer just a criminal. He was a threat, a person who could strike anywhere. People began locking doors. Parents warned their children. Nighttime streets became empty. Fear spread faster than the investigation. The media gave him a name, a phantom killer, because nobody knew who he really was. Witnesses described a strange figure, man wearing a mask, a person who attacked without warning. A police collected evidence. They questioned suspects. They searched areas around the crime scenes. But the killer stayed ahead. Every new clue created more questions. The next attack made the fear even worse. Young couple Paul Martin and Betty Jo Booker became victims. Their deaths showed investigators that they were dealing with a dangerous pattern. A killer was targeting couples. He was comfortable operating at night. The town was now living under panic. People carried weapons. Armed citizens formed patrol groups. Hundreds of officers searched for answers, but the phantom killer was still free. Texarkana became the center of one of the largest manhunts in the region. Police received thousands of tips. Investigators followed rumors. They checked possible suspects. But the problem was simple. There was no confirmed identity, no clear motive, no final piece of evidence. The killer had created a mystery that would survive generations. Over the years, several people became suspects. Some were questioned, some were investigated, but none were officially proven to be the phantom killer. One major suspect was arrested years later for another crime. Some investigators believed he may have been connected, others disagreed. The case remained divided, a mystery with many theories, but no final answer. The Texarkana Moonlight Murders became one of America's most famous unsolved cases because it had everything: a hidden attacker, a terrified community, a massive investigation, and a criminal who vanished. The case changed how police handled investigations. It showed how difficult it could be to catch someone who leaves behind limited evidence. Decades later, people still ask the same question: who was the phantom killer? Was it someone investigators overlooked? Was it someone who escaped justice? Or was the truth buried forever? The answer remains unknown. The most terrifying part of this case is not only what happened, it is what never happened. The phantom killer was never officially identified. No courtroom ending, no final confession, no complete explanation, just a mystery left behind in the darkness. And even today, the question remains: who was the person hiding behind the mask?